Mark was my twin brother. He was a junior doctor working in London. He had a fiancée called Georgie, and he was one of my best friends as well. At 27, he got diagnosed with skin cancer that had spread. Mark passed away in January of this year, and I don't think we'll ever get over that. Mark got involved with Cancer Research UK almost straight after he was diagnosed. He raised in total £180,000. Mark wanted to do as much as he could for Cancer Research UK, and the Peace study enabled him to do that.
So one of the unique aspects of the Peace study is that we are collecting tissue from patients who have very recently died. In some cases it can be within hours after death and up to 24, 48 hours. So this means that the tissue that we obtain is fresh tissue and might allow us to have a better understanding of the underlying disease process. So that means how the cancer might have spread from one site to another, why it might be that some patients respond to certain drugs and others don't, and also why it might be that if a patient is responsive to a drug but then isn't after a period of time, perhaps we might be able to have an understanding of the mechanisms of drug resistance.
Mark had never heard about the Peace study, and it's quite a new thing, but he was quite first taken aback because it's quite a difficult discussion to have about things that happen when your treatments aren't working. But Mark knew that a lot of the drugs that he was on were really new and worked really well for him, and he had 2 years of reasonable quality of life. He was really grateful for that, but he also knew that he was grateful for people that had done the research. So shortly after it was brought up, he was very keen to take part in the Peace trial, yeah.
Ultimately, I hope that what we learn from the Peace study will help us treat patients with cancer better, and it may be that we learn more about how to diagnose cancer at earlier stages, how to screen for the recurrence of cancer, but also we may be able to offer patients better treatment options that address exactly how it is that the cancer progresses and how the environment in which the cancer exists might be targeted.
I think knowing that Mark got involved in things like the Peace study and raising money, it's made it a bit easier for us to cope with the situation now. It's still rubbish, and it will always be really hard. But for some people, I think it really gives them the opportunity to know that they can do some good for somebody else as well.
One of the things that we have to be mindful of when we approach patients to consent them for the Peace study is to bear in mind that they are going through one of the most difficult periods of their lives. And the fact that so many patients have consented to be part of the study despite that is incredibly humbling, and tells us as part of the Peace study that we are very privileged to be able to do the research that we do because of them.
I know that research takes a very long time to produce anything new, and I think Mark would love the idea at some point in the future that if he's had any impact on future treatments for anybody, he would be really pleased about that.